Hey everybody, Crow back again, and got something in the mail from Limited Run, and since you already know what it is from the thumbnail, here it is. It's a Night Trap for the Game Boy Advance. Now, a little bit of a story before I get into opening this up and trying it out, but yeah, I know Limited Run Games isn't everybody's favorite company right now. In fact, I kind of had stopped buying from them for quite a while, and it's not really because of their business practices or things that they've put out. It's just because, like the games that they've been putting out, the physical editions of the games, I'm kind of not really as interested in that as I used to be. I'd much rather have those games digitally on PC, for example. So I don't really buy that many games from them. In fact, the last game I actually bought from them was the Rift Tracks game, and I already had that on PC. I just really wanted a physical copy of that. But primarily what I've been buying from Limited Run Games has been vinyl records. But this, I got an email from Limited Run Games April 1st, 2023, and I wish I still had that email because I show it here. But basically it was showing, oh, Night Trap for the Game Boy Advance, gonna be going on sale. And I'm like, oh, that's a pretty funny April Fool's joke. And I clicked on the link, and it was funny because it took me to the actual store page for this. And I was like, oh, they actually made a store page for this. And I was like, okay, well, let me add it to the cart. And expecting to get a, like, sent to a page like, April Fool's, not real product. But no, actually added to my cart. And then I was like, huh. It's like I wasn't planning on buying this. This was like $60, by the way. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to order it and see what happens. So I ordered it, and here we are like over 14 months later, and it came in the mail. So I figured, might as well make a video, open this thing up. It's probably the stupidest thing in the world I've ever bought. Not because it's Night Trap on the Game Boy Advance, but because this, and I knew this when I bought it, it's not a game. This is actually just a video. It's fixed. It says no gameplay included. Just sit back and watch Night Trap. So I was like, wow. And you know what? The video on Game Boy Advance is nothing new. During the later years of the Game Boy Advance, they were putting out movies and stuff to play, TV shows, movies. I know Shrek was one of them, for example. So, so I'm pretty sure this is using like the same technology, and maybe there's something newer technology. I don't know. So I'll open this up. I'm going to try it out on a couple different Game Boy Advances, and I'm going to try it on the Game Boy Advance player for the Gamecube, because I seem to remember the carts that played the video didn't work on the Game Boy player, and I don't remember if that's just because they didn't want you to play them on TV or if there was some technical limitation. I think it was just because they locked you out to prevent you from playing it on a TV, because that would have kind of defeated the purpose of this. Also, I have one of these. This is an Epilogue Game Boy Advance cartridge reader. I'm going to try and read this cart in PC and see if I can't run it in an emulator as well. So let's take a look at the box here. Here's Night Trap. Okay, there we go. And yeah, I just kind of bought this. I know I kind of just wasted $60, but I was just really curious, I guess. And what's funny is I had at one point the 20th or 25th anniversary version of Night Trap for the Switch. And it came, the special edition I bought, I think it was Limited Run Games as well, came with like a VHS tape of Night Trap. And the funny thing is, when you watch the video, I watched the tape, it does like everything perfectly, and then at the end it gives you the bad ending of the game. So I didn't understand why they did that. So let's open this up carefully. I think I have box protectors for Game Boy Advance games, so I wound up putting this in one of those. All right. See what we got in here. This did not come with a trading card. A lot of Limited Run releases do have trading cards. This did not have a trading card in here. I checked. I guess I could check further in the package. Kind of surprised about that, so I don't know. That was the one thing I was still kind of interested in with Limited Run Games, was those trading cards, because I thought they were kind of cool. It came with a manual. I guess this is just almost like an art book of sorts. Because why would you need instructions for something that's just a video? I guess. And here is the game cartridge itself. And there's nothing else in here. All right, so let me grab a couple of GBAs and I'll test this out. All right, I figured we'd try it on these Game Boy Advance systems, so we're going to try it out on this one first. So I'm going to pop it in here. All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, that's loud. Oh, look, it's got a kind of a chapter select thing going on here. Okay, there we go. That's better. So I wonder if the video will play all the way through, or if you select each part one by one. I didn't see a play all feature. Can I fast forward or anything? Huh. Okay, well that went back. Oh, the shoulder buttons aren't doing anything. So it's not like I can fast forward or rewind or anything. I don't know if that was a feature you could do in the other ones or not. All right, let's try this in another system. All right, we're going to try this in the Game Boy Advance SP. Pop that in there. Let's turn this on. Oops, that's volume. There we go. Let's just jump to part 2. There you go. Yeah, so there's not really much point in just sitting here with the Game Boy Advance pointed at a camera. So, but I'll move on a bit. All right, let's just take a look at this in the Game Boy Advanced Micro. Let's jump to part 3. Works just fine. Where's the volume on this thing? Game Boy Advance Micro doesn't necessarily have the most powerful speakers, but there you go. If you want a Night Trap to play, no, not to play, but just to watch Night Trap on a Game Boy Advance Micro on the smallest screen you could think of. In fact, it probably looks the best on this screen because it's the smallest. But now let's try this out on the Gamecube Game Boy Advance player. All right, so here we got the Gamecube. I'm going to plug this in here. There we go. We got the TV on. Let's get close up on the TV. Gamecube. Straighten this out a bit. Let's see if this works. And you're going to get the rolling bars. Oh, look at! I think it might work actually. I'm getting some flashing there. All right, let's see here. Let's go jump down to part 4. Wow, it actually works on a Game Boy Advance player for the Gamecube. So if you wanted to watch it in really terrible quality, you could do it.
Tony, you scared me.
Ashley, you must leave now.
Why?
There's no time to explain, but you're in grave danger.
All right, so we're actually over at my PC now. I've got this Epilogue Game Boy card reader all plugged in, ready to go. Let's plug in this Night Trap cartridge and see. Oh, it comes up as Pocket Monsters Ruby. That is strange. Let's hit click start and see if it will actually play. Unofficial cartridge, right? So it's coming up like a Japanese version of Pokemon Red Ruby. I can't play it apparently. It's still reading the data grid apparently. Probably because it's it's got a lot of data in there. Oh wait, integrity check failed. We're unable to confirm the integrity of this cartridge. Would you like to proceed? Yeah. Oh, it'll still play. Oh, you know what? Probably should use my controller. Nope. This is not working. But that's this emulator in this thing. So let's try and rip this. Let's click backup game. Start. Okay, I seem to have gotten it. 8 megs. So it's an 8 meg file. So let's try and run this in another emulator. All right, so we got RetroArch loaded up. Let's load content. Here it is. All right, we'll try this Beetle GBA. Here it is. Doesn't work, huh? Okay, that's probably due to the epilogue. I mean, I'll boot the menu, but that's about it. I'm not really sure how to get this ripped. So maybe that's something I need to work on in the future. But it does work in real hardware. Interesting. Anyway, that's Night Trap on the Game Boy Advance. One of the most pointless things I've ever purchased. Really just bought it out of curiosity. But yeah, that's it. Just want to make a video just because, I guess. See you next time.